we don't meet Blade Ranger because he's out fighting a fire or some shit. But what we do meet, what we do meet is a heavy lifting aircraft.
Yep. Big sky crane.
Big green guy. And his name is Windlifter.
Another like fun visual gag. We see him like lifting things of like logs, like he's lifting weights.
Yeah, that is fun. Cute. I did like that.
So the thing about Windlifter, right, is that he's this is a sentence that's been sort of like on my mind since I saw the movie. He's a spiritual Native American helicopter.
He is yeah. Okay, so there's a lot to discuss here. First of all,
yes.
Let's say that again for posterity. He is a spiritual Native American helicopter.
Yes. And the thing is, right, if you took one of those qualities off of him, he wouldn't be nearly as memorable a character in a bad way as he is, right? If you had just gone, oh, this is a helicopter and he's Native American, we would get like maybe 5 minutes about this of all of the jokes we're going to do about like, what this suggests about like Mesoamerican societies. But the fact that listen, right? The first fucking thing that he says to Dustin is,
the one that Lakota call Heoka beats his drum with the wind to make thunder.
He explains the concept of fire in a mythological allegory, and a fucking bald eagle screeches in the background. Just so you know, this guy might have magical powers. You know?
Yeah. So the creators of Cars, the creators of Planes to Fire and Rescue, did in fact speak to several Native American advocacy groups to figure out the best way to portray this man in a non-racist way. And I can only imagine that the first bit of advice they gave was, do not give him magical powers.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
especially like magical, like shamanic powers that make him more connected to nature.
Do not let him sense fires due to his connection to nature. Unfortunately, his opening scene is him sensing a fire due to his connection with nature.
He's very strongly suggested to have like some kind of power of premonition, right? He says things before they happen,
very slightly.
And
it's bad.
Yeah, and it's all done in like all of his delivery is like that in that kind of affect, which is fair enough, right? But like not pretending to be any kind of an expert here. Every experience that I've had with Native American people has used that kind of like tone and that kind of suggestion of mythology as a way to make fun of white people, and it being an absolute deadpan form of irony. And so I was waiting the whole time he was doing the like explaining how fire thing happened.
Yeah, for him to like
go, break character, just go
talk like a normal. I'm not saying normal person, but talk like a fucking...
No, dig yourself deeper into this
because it's clearly they've made him speak like this in order to stress, A, that he's Native American, and B, to suggest some sort of like deep connection with a national flag.
Every like line delivery that he has is very like portentous and meaningful. And it's like, yeah, okay, but I think you'll find that like a lot of Native American people are very adept at using those expectations ironically and
as
like
a bit.
Yes.
And the other thing that would be fine about this guy, like it could be closer to fine, is if all of his co-workers and friends responded to him speaking like this by being like, classic Windlifter. When instead what they all do is wear throughout every time he does this an expression of complete disgust.
But it's
they
so
are
fucking
always
weird.
Like, what the fuck? Every time he starts speaking.
It's like a combination of disgust and like sometimes awe, right? That like that everyone always takes him 100% seriously 100% of the time, which is, I suppose, better than it might have been, but it's not what I would think of as like a nuanced or a sensitive portrayal, you know?
They offer up a toast, and they let Windlifter do the toast. And what Windlifter
does the toast in the form of recounting a fable, a parable about a coyote who brought the gift of fire to, and here you can hear if you like, the gear change, the first vehicles.
Now there's a lot there.
Yeah, what?
The other thing is the entire time he's talking, there is panpipes going on in the background, and
coyote howls at the end in the distance,
and he's lit from under by the fire.
It's all played completely straight.
The whole time, everyone who's listening to him is again in that mix of like awe and just like bemusement, right? They're not like classic windlifter, my buddy. They're just
part
like,
of the myth, right? Is that the coyote, like, he burns his paws stealing fire, and they become like blackened, and he bites them off, right? It's not that weird in the context of like mythology, right? But he recounts this, and then Dusty is like, "Well, that's fucking gross, man. That's crazy." You and it's like it's weirdly racist.
The other thing is, of course, Coyote. I believe Coyote was a name because instead of saying his own paws, this guy goes tires. So
he doesn't he?
This guy ate his own tires. Ate
his own tires.
So Dusty has a comment on that. And at this point, I'd like to go. So did Christopher Columbus just arrive in America and find helicopters there? Is that what we're talking about? Because Columbus would be a car.
Riding a sentient boat. Yeah, absolutely. He had 3 boats, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, all of which were like
horrendously racist.
Girls.
Yeah,
absolutely. So a bunch of cars in like weird sort of pointy helmets showed up to find various societies of helicopters, I guess.
Yeah, Mesoamerican societies of helicopters, absolutely.
They introduced tractors to the New World.
And Pontiac Aztecs.
Fuck off.
I was okay. I was happy with that. That's my one.
Okay.